is up, everybody? I am Dope, and this is the Dope Show live on my YouTube channel. Welcome to Dopetopia, where we talk 95% comics and 5%, I don't know, pulp culture. Anything goes, I don't know, movies, video games, whatever. Speaking of movies, I went and watched Dungeons and Dragons this weekend, and yeah, wasn't my thing. I was expecting better. I don't know what I was expecting. I guess I was expecting Game of Thrones, but I got like 4 gym teachers. They didn't even have muscles. I want my superheroes to have muscles. I mean, the Barbarian was some hot ass girl off Fast and the Furious. I mean, any of y'all ever played Golden Axe? The Barbarian's supposed to be big and muscled up. Let's have a Brock Lesnar type. Let's have a Drax Bautista type. We need to have a big barbarian, not a fucking hot girl. Michelle Rodriguez is her name. That's what her name was. She wasn't too impressive as a barbarian. Good on eyes, but she wasn't too believable. You could have had Paul White, the Giant. He plays Dungeons and Dragons. And the main guy was okay, and the little girl that was a shapeshifter was all right, because you just picture this little girl that changes into this big ass monster, and I didn't really the kooky wizard wasn't too kooky. It wasn't good. Should have been Jack Black. Been more believable. You know what I'm saying? Been a lot more believable. So I didn't like Dungeons and Dragons this weekend. But every movie can't be great. I was entertained, I guess. It was better than Doctor Strange or Shang-Chi. So, better than that. What can I say there? We got some new sponsors this week. Campbell's Mushroom Soup, No Yolk Egg Noodles, $2.12 at Dopetopia at the Walmart. You can get it for $2.12 a bag. Pistol Pete's Pawn Shop in Dopetopia. Take a left. Best place, Pistol Pete's Pawn Shop, is the best pawn shop in Dopetopia. And Pull Apart. We got a Pull Apart junkyard, best junkyard in West Dopetopia. So Pull Apart, Pistol Pete's, Campbell's Mushroom Soup, and No Yolk Egg Yolk Noodles. So there you go. That's our sponsors for today. And let's see who's over here. What the hell am I doing? This is all on the fly, man. Probably gonna get sued by Campbell's Soup now. That's all right. If they know who I am, I'm big time. What is up, Jacob? What is up, Ben, City of Compton? KB, what is going on, big man? Fast George. What are you saying, Fast George? Happy Easter, Dope, to the fam. Yeah, for sure. There is my man, Hernani. I just butchered that. And Lady Fantastic from, she's right outside Dopetopia, Nashville. So she's in the house. Thought we would look at some books, like we always do. I've had guests the last 5 weeks. So today I didn't have no guests because I wanted to concentrate more on the stream and talk to y'all. And sometimes I like to interview people. So a little bit of everything. But today I figured we'd have an easy, go lucky, chilling like a villain, Come on, come on, Dopetopia. Nice. Yeah. Got to feel the Dopetopia. And it's the 9th. And you know what happens on the 9th of every month, don't you? The 9th is the perfect time to tell what books I like reading this month. I mean, most people do it on the 30th. Why don't we just fucking do it on the 9th? The best 3 books I read this month and the 3 worst books I read this month. I'm a DC guy, and I wanted to love this. I wanted to. I mean, it's got obscure characters in it. It's a brand new series, started out #1. I like all the old Doom Patrol crap, but this is hot dumpster juice. I wasn't feeling this at all. The artwork's awful. The story sucks. Doom Patrol deserve better. Come on, man. This ain't no good. This is hot dumpster juice, and I banished it. Banished it out of Dopetopia. Other things I read, I hit the back bins, and I saw this, and this looks so good by the cover. I was thinking, Swamp Thing? And we got these people with a video camera from the 80s on here? I mean, from the cover, I figured they'd went into the woods trying to make some horror movie or something, and what they run up on? A big-ass Swamp Thing. That sounds like a good story. or maybe they were out trying to film him like Bigfoot or something. You know, I thought this is the perfect chance, to read some good Swamp Thing stories. But when I picked it up and opened it up, I realized that this right here equals Swamp Thing running for mayor. So I banish you from Dopetopia. And the last book I banished from Dopetopia, Amanda Waller versus Wildstorm. I love Amanda Waller. I love Suicide Squad because it's always got them obscure villains I like, all them obscure CD list, villains. I like them crazy characters. Had no idea about Wildstorm. I figured this is a chance to learn about Wildstorm. I love Amanda Waller. And this, I banish you. Hot dumpster juice. I wouldn't piss on this book if it was on fire. That one sucked. All three of those books sucked this week. I don't think you should buy any of those books. The three books I would buy this month is best thing you ever going to read. Danger Street. Danger Street. It's my favorite read. It's been my favorite read all year. If you ain't reading Danger Street, I don't know what you're waiting for. 12 issues. Tom King. This is issue 4 or 5. I don't know what. Yeah, 4. 4. It's been amazing since day one. If you ain't reading Danger Street, shame on you. Also, issue 2. Been reading this Superman. Superman's great. This is a horror story, guys. You need to be reading it. It's horror. It's horror. Horror. Got this airborne stuff going on. Everybody's turning into mutants. Kind of mutant-looking zombie things. Even Lois Lane. Lois Lane's turning into one. If you ain't reading this, you need to just jam on over and get on it. That's the good stuff right there. And I was sad that this ended. One of the best things I read also is my man Swamp Thing, Green Hell. Green Hell is a 3-part story. Amazing. Great art. If this Swamp Thing comes out with this kind of artwork, I would pick it up every month. Come on, bring this stuff out. And there's the 3 best things I read this month and the 3 worst things I read this month. So, what can I say about that? Where's Jacob say down there? He's got a paragraph. I've been reading the early Dark Horse Aliens. The story of some kind of insane body horror. I think you'd like it, though. I love Dark Horse, man. Dark Horse, I'm always rooting for. Dark Horse is that Dark Horse. They're the underdog. I love getting new Dark Horse stuff. Their paper ain't worth a shit, but it's real wavy and cheap. But, it's a story I'm about. I'm not no fucking 9.8 slob or nothing. I just like it a little bit better paper, but hey, I'm a Dark Horse fan. I ain't got no problem with that. Banish thee. You are right, KB. Banish that shit. Oh, man. Green Hell was awesome. Green Hell was awesome. I mean, I was hooked from issue 1, so that's the 3 best books I read. 3 up, 3 down. And I got to clean all them books out of the floor and give them to somebody because they're trash. Hot dumpster juice. Wouldn't piss on them if they're on fire. Never want to see them again. I've banished them from Dopetopia. Dopetopia is only full of good stuff. So, let's look at some books is what I'm thinking. Let's look at some more books. So, I'm thinking it's Easter time. And rabbits don't really shit eggs. What shit eggs is dinosaurs. So I'm thinking, Easter time, dinosaurs, monsters, war. Why don't we look at some Star-Spangled War stories? DC 12-cent goodness. You know what I'm saying? How can you be 12-cent goodness? And the first one here, we got Star-Spangled War stories. We got this giant albino gorilla. He's just ripping pterodactyls' wings off, just snapping them like they're corn dog sticks. He ain't playing today. What's them pterodactyls going to do to him? They're like house flies. And I don't know why he's holding a plane over here, but I guess you'd have to read the story to figure that out. And I don't want to know that bad. But I do like these books. I pick them up all the time. Every time I see a Star-Spangled War story I ain't got, I'll pick it up. It's The Land Time Forgot. I'm trying to finish this run. And, albino gorilla. Who don't want an albino gorilla in their life? You know what I'm saying? Just crushing wings and crushing souls. And if this pterodactyl can't never fly again, I mean, what is he living for? A pterodactyl can't fly is useless. Useless. So, you know what I'm saying? That is my first war stories we will be showing today. We will be showing many more. Jacob, you are in love with Swamp Thing, and I agree with you, man. You've been on the wagon. I've been a Man Thing guy. You've been a Swamp Thing guy. I love my Man Thing, but there ain't much Man Thing out right now. So I'm riding the Swamp Thing train. Dope is an albino gorilla. I am kind of albino gorilla. I'm ashy. I'm real pale. Every time I go to the beach, I just bake, sunburn, turn into damn lobster. I used to just go out there, take my Miller Lite. I walk out to Panama City Beach. I walk straight out about 100 yards in front of our condo or hotel, turn around and just stare and drink beer all day. And I don't know, I act like an old man. I just sit there and drink beer. The waves kind of push you around. I drink beer and I think about Pre-Code Horror and LB Cole. And worst thing to do is don't ever be drunk in Panama City and get your hands on your phone and start buying stuff off eBay. I've bought some really good purchases, but I've had to pay for them. That's the bad part, when you got to pay for them. So I am a Miller Lite guy. Love these war stories. My favorite one is a soldier who is a gorilla on the cover. Soldier who is a gorilla on the cover. I don't know if I got that one in my stack, but I will be looking. If you see it, you just holler, Jacob. Fast George, what is up, brother? Badass. You talking about me or the books? Because we're both pretty badass, George. You know what I'm saying? We're both about 50 years old, too. I'm 45. I don't know what years these come out, but they came out as 12 cents, so don't know. And there's I Love Disney. What is up, I Love Disney? If you ain't subscribed to I Love Disney, what are you waiting on? I Love Disney. You've been watching that Star Wars, man. I Love Disney. You gotta be watching Star Wars. Everybody's talking about Star Wars. I ain't never seen Star Wars. I've seen the first 3, but after about 1985, I've never watched Star Wars again. But I hear everybody talking about that new Star Wars. Gotta watch that Star Wars on Disney Channel. I bake too. I bake at the beach and I bake at home. Because if you saw who my sponsors was this week, Lady Fantastic, it's cream of mushroom soup, Campbell's in the can, and egg noodle, no yolk. So I like to put them together, add a little strips of chicken in there, add some shredded cheese on top, put some peas in there, put that stuff in the oven, and next thing you know, I bake too. So if you like a good mushroom chicken bake, there's your recipe. You didn't think he's going to get that on a I Curse a Werewolf or Blue Lagoon, Black Lagoon, Hobbaloo show today, did you? But that's what you're getting today. So, we're rocking like docking today. The Baby Yoda show. Well, whoa, let's get to the next one. Let's see here. Got a little... Next, we got Star Spangled War Stories, number 116, The Time the Land Forgot. Listen here, I don't know what kind of dinosaur that is, with that big old skull-looking backbone on his neck or whatever. But this should be a Suicide Squad book, because anybody that sends you out, it is suicide. Anybody sends you out on a damn snow sled to go against a dinosaur, that's a suicide run. I mean, come on, man. Well, it does say Suicide Squad's down there. 2-man task force. If they asked me to go out on a snow sled and fly down a hill and bang into the side of a giant green reptile with red fingernails, while the guy in the back shoots an Uzi at him, I'm going to have to decline. I'm going to say, you really don't need me to drive the sled. I mean, it's going to go down the hill anyway. It's gravity. So I don't know what they're trying to prove, but my guess is the monster, the giant dinosaur, wins this battle. I haven't read this one either. I haven't read any of these stories, but I love to pick these up. But my money on this situation here is definitely the dinosaur. The 2 guys have no shot. They've got a shot with that Uzi, but they don't have a shot Hell, he just hit him in the chest anyway. Aim for the mouth. Shoot his brains out. Do something. So, I don't know. I don't give much hope to that crew on a sled going against a dinosaur. Dope menu. Of course it's a dope menu. Oh, me. Fast George loved Star Wars, but the originals and prequels of Disney films are graded fair to poor. That's a money grab, George. It's a money grab. Oh, me. Yeah, they took volunteers to that mission. I definitely drew low straw in the bundle. I'd be like, oh, hell no. I got to use bathrooms. Somebody else go, I got to get to go. I'll be right back. I never show back up. So, Star Spangled War Stories 126 is the issue. Dope. It's my favorite out of that run. Well, I do not have that book. I will need that book. I'm still putting this run together. So I will look for 126 for sure, Jacob. You the badass, obviously, dope. When are we going to get that dope action figure in my question? Any one of the good... I need an action figure. You know, it needs to have a dad bod. It needs to be real marshmallowy white with a real red face because I got high blood pressure. And the clothes need to not match. Needs to look homeless with gray in his beard. It needs a string you can pull. It just says a bunch of dumb shit that don't make any sense. But very lovable. It's a very lovable action figure. Talks about jibber jabberish. Don't nobody know what he's talking about. I think it would sell. I think it would really sell, Fast George. Maybe holding like pre-code horror in one hand and I don't know, maybe a Miller Lite or bagging down ramen noodles another hand. I don't know. But anyway, next we have War Stories number 121. And this one here is just a dumbass cover like the rest of them. Let me move this giant paragraph off the bottom here. This is just a dumbass cover like the rest of them. I blame the guy driving this damn, what is that? Ain't a boat. I blame the guy driving this submarine. When you're fighting damn pterodactyls and giant dinosaurs, don't get close to the edge. You're in a submarine. Your strength is to be out in the middle of the ocean. Why did you get so close to the edge of the beach where a dinosaur pulls the whole submarine out of the ocean? And I've seen some of these submarines. I'm not saying I'm a Russian spy or nothing, but I've seen many submarines, and they're usually as long as a football field or 2 football fields. And I would think they're pretty heavy. I don't think a dinosaur could actually lift a submarine. And especially with his little T-Rex arms like that. And I do not think this submarine is to size. I mean, if you look on there, there's about 12 guys running up and down the top of that submarine. The submarine would be much bigger than that. But I still blame the dumbass guy driving the purple submarine. He got too close to the beach and he got. And I don't know why the dinosaur is chewing on the rudder. It's got to be the rudder, the back of the submarine, because I don't see no rudder. I don't see no rudder up here. So maybe he's making it where they can't drive the thing. I don't know. But I really don't think that dinosaur is that strong and that submarine is that little. Could be wrong. You know, I need Gary on here. Gary was in submarines. And Gary is not in the chat tonight. But we need Gary to let us know about this kind of stuff. Because I don't think this is possible. This is number... And another thing about this one has a big 5 cents right there. I don't know if you can see it. But I've got 3 or 4 other ones that's got the same 5 cents on it. So they all came out of the same person's personal collection. And why they pay 12 and want to sell it for 5, I don't know. It's worth more than 12 cents. More or less 5. Shit. If I could get this thing for 5 cents, I mean, shit. If my math is correct, You ought to be able to buy 20 of these for $1. This yard sale, hell yeah. I'll take $3 worth. I'll take six. You get the whole fucking 60 of them. Get the whole fucking collection for $3 at this price range. Who wouldn't want 60 of these for $3? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. Yeah, when you pull the string, it says hotter than fish. Hotter than fish grease is a term that everybody in my neighborhood says. I mean, hotter than fish grease is how you talk about women. I grew up in a pool hall. My daddy was a pool shark and mainly lost all of our money. So I don't know how much, he wasn't really much of a shark. There's times I'd wake up on Saturday morning to watch cartoons and there'd be no TV because he gambled the TV away. But he was like a white Fred Sanford. And he was a pool shark. And where am I going with this story? Oh, yeah, I grew up in the pool halls. And a lot of people would say that she's a Betty. She's hotter than fish grease. Have you seen her? She's a Betty. So you could say she's a Betty or she's hotter than fish grease. That's become I didn't know it when I was on the show, but that's one of the things that people picked out of all my vocabulary. So I guess that's one of my, I don't even know what you call it, but one of my famous quotes, hotter than fish grease. So, oh, me. Fast George says, yes. Let's see if I got that. Yes. Oh, me, on my broke iPhone. Yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, Fast George. Oh, me. It is the tastiest bit of the, I think it might be. The rudder is the easiest part to chew off. If you break the rudder, it can't do nothing else. Maybe it's a very intelligent, it's like the Hulk. It's an intelligent dinosaur. And it knows it's got them. It's got them. They can't go nowhere if he bites the rudder off. So maybe that's what's going on with it. The T-Rex is definitely on the roids. I just think we're teaching kids wrong. You know, kids growing up thinks that dinosaurs are stronger than, I'm thinking that, from my calculations in doponics, if this submarine is 2 football fields big, it's over 1,000 pounds. So this dinosaur shouldn't be able to pick it up. I'm saying it's well over 1,000 pounds. So I don't know how that dinosaur is picking that up. So who knows? Graphic Man is in the house. He's a graphic man. He'll draw you a graphic as fast as he can. Graphic Man.
Yes.
Graphic Man, I don't know who you are, but I'm glad you're here. We have a dumbass show here where we talk about all kinds of silly stuff. Tonight we're talking dinosaurs. You know, we're nerding out like we're at the comic book shop, because that's what we do. We just talk comic books. You know, there's no drama here. There's none of that going on here. You're not going to find any speculation. You ain't going to find any this comic book dropped in value. We don't do any stocks and none of that crap, but we do talk comic books because we love comic books. Just a bunch of nerds chilling like villains here. Oh, me. Glad you're here. Let's go on to the next one. The next one is War Stories number 125. And I bought this one. You know I'm not a grade snob. I didn't have this cover. This thing here looks like it was spun out on by a dirt bike. So, I don't know. But it's still cool looking. And I love it. We got another freaking strong-ass T-Rex. And I don't think he can pick up that tank. And I don't think he can bend that bazooka barrel right there. Or whatever the hell that thing's called. Tank barrel? He can't do that. He's getting shot 5 times in the face with machine guns. And I can't count. I guess it's 3 times in the face. But I am willing to bet if I talk to some experts in the military and talk to some people, some zoologists, and talk to some people at a museum that has dinosaur skulls, I think one shot with a machine gun to the face of a T-Rex would kill a T-Rex. I mean, these dinosaurs are acting like they don't even feel these machine guns. And I don't think a T-Rex could just bite the tracks off of a. I would think if you were this soldier, you could climb in this tank, and there's no way that T-Rex could hurt you. There's nothing he could do. He could sit there and growl and spit all over the tank, but he couldn't do anything to that tank. You would be like a giant turtle in a turtle shell. And you could just hide out in that tank and wait for that T-Rex to leave because he couldn't pick it up. He couldn't bend that barrel. And if you got off a shot and you shot him in the face, that T-Rex ought to be dead. And then you could eat T-Rex ribs all night. You know, I can just imagine how great some T-Rex ribs would taste on my green egg. They probably wouldn't fit on my green egg. But T-Rex meat looks pretty lean. And I bet you it tastes a little bit like lizard. I've never had iguana. But I would say that T-Rex ribs taste like iguana ribs. And I need to taste a little bit more like a beef rib because I really like beef ribs. You know, you put that Sweet Baby Ray's on that beef rib. Shoot, Sweet Baby Ray's on some beef ribs. Man, that and a loaded baked potato and some pecan pie. I mean, what else do you want? Sweet Baby Ray's make cardboard taste good. But anyway, back to this. This is it's got a surprise bonus tale in here. They didn't even want to tell you what was in it. So it's a surprise. Now it's got me wondering what's in it. But this is another 12-cent goodness. DC. Dude just eating up a damn tank like it's a damn cookie or something. So that's how that goes. You're seeing a theme. These dinosaurs versus the military. But yeah, they are damn cool covers. I'm collecting the whole series, Fast George. Every time I find one out in the wild, I'm buying them up. Don't care about the condition. They're all DC, Star Spangled. They're all 12 cents. Buy them up, George. They're beautiful. Beautiful artwork from the past. Great stuff. Oh, me. Rack-a-Rex. Rack-a-Rex. I guess you're right. Yeah, Rack-a-Rex. Little Sweet Baby Ray's. Rack-a-Rex. Be like you remember on the Flintstones when he got that rack of ribs and it tilted over his Flintstone mobile? Oh, Fred. Speaking of cartoons, my favorite cartoon, if anybody's wondering, I was watching cartoons again today. My favorite cartoon of all time has always been Scooby-Doo. And the original series was 69 to 1978. And then in 79, it came back out from 79 to 82 and had Scrappy on it. But if you watch the original series from 69 to 78, the very first show of all time was A Night at Night. And it's about this black knight that comes alive inside this museum every full moon. And it's just a damn metal knight. Anyway, go watch it. You can find that on your damn YouTube or Netflix or something. I pick up my little muck troll and I say, Scooby-Doo, Scooby-Doo. And it pops up there and it says 69 to 78 series and pow, first episode. That's all you need to know. Jurassic Park. Before the movie, you are right. Lady Fantastic, you're funny. The McRib is back. By the way, Lady Fantastic, I'm glad you're in a better mood. I saw you throw a tantrum a couple days ago. You need to come to Dopetopia and just forget about the outside world. You don't need politics and be pissed off. Dopetopia is full of nothing but comics and greatness. Just live in greatness. Don't watch the news. The news is nothing but bad stuff. It don't matter what side you're on. Read comic books. Read about dinosaurs eating tanks. Sweet Baby Ray's. Oh, me. Fred Flintstone got the big ribs on top of his car at the opening. Yeah, you remember that? The Rack-a-Rex or whatever they're calling it. Yeah. Oh, me. Yeah, you come to Dopetopia. I'll put you up in one of our cabanas. You can just chill for a week. Forget about Vanderbilt. Forget about Nashville. Forget about the world. I'll hand you a stack of DCs. I think that's your problem. Your own Marvel. That's the problem. Your own Marvel. Because I noticed when you was mad, you kept referring back to Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. Your own Marvel. And when I say that, it's kind of like saying your own heroin or something. Your own Marvel. I know you're weird. Something's up with you. Your own Marvel. You need to get off that Marvel. You're addicted to Marvel. And it's stressing you out. You need to just come over to DC and you won't be so stressed out and hollering at people all the time, threatening to go downtown, Nashville or whatever. Oh, me. You are on that Marvel. You need to either little doses of Marvel or maybe blend in some DC and Indy or maybe just get off the Marvel for a while. I mean, it's not doing you no favors. It's stressing you out. You're on Marvel. I could see it. I when I seen you at the comic book store a couple days ago, I said, she don't look good. She's on Marvel. I can tell. She's X-Men'd out. I mean, all you do is walk around, your eyes rolled up in your head, screaming Black Panther and make Jack Kirby outburst, and you're on Marvel. I mean, I don't want to tell you business live on the air, but I care about you, and I can tell you've been on Marvel for a while, and you need to get help. That shit's bad for you. Oh, me. DC's the way to go. You'll be a lot better person. She is. She's on Marvel. Stay away from that stuff. That stuff would do you wrong. Oh, me. All right. Let's see what else we got. We got another war stories here. And I know you ain't going to believe this, but this is an unbelievable cover. I don't think this could possibly happen. We got Star Spangled War Stories number 129. And we got a caveman float on top of a pterodactyl, hanging cross-faced across a cross-faced pterodactyl. And somehow he's shooting a Gatling gun, and he ain't even shooting it right. He's got the stock underneath his armpit. It ain't even up here on his shoulder. And somehow this pterodactyl is dodging bullets from like a World War II Mustang Japanese plane. Now, I'm thinking the plane is a lot more agile with his machine guns than a pterodactyl would be. A pterodactyl don't seem too agile to me. Look at them big-ass floppy wings. A pterodactyl is probably about as agile as a damn hang glider. And you're telling me that a World War II Mustang plane from around 1945 with Gatling guns on it cannot hit a pterodactyl? And that dude is driving the pterodactyl cross-faced, and he ain't even shooting the damn gun right. Like I said, he's got the stock underneath his armpit. His deodorant is getting all over the top of the gun. Because you know cavemen wear deodorant, probably animal fat deodorant. But I guarantee you he brings down that plane if you read this book. I've never opened this book, but what the hell, man? There's no way he could bring down that plane. I mean, that plane would have killed both of them pretty quick. And I didn't know the technique to ride a dinosaur is to cross this arm over, hold your gun under here with your animal fat deodorant all over the top. I mean, I don't think he knows what he's doing. I really don't. Most cavemen don't. Every caveman I've ever met don't know what the hell he's doing. And that one don't know what the hell he's doing. I got my money on the old Mustang 45 World War II plane, not the pterodactyl and his slow ass, white ass wings. Could be wrong, but I don't think that caveman could fly them either. I mean, this is some of that damn, my daughter likes some new movie, Avatar 2. And they riding around on, I don't know, dragons or pterodactyls or something. And this is some of that Avatar shit. I don't know what's going on, but I guarantee you the army would beat that dinosaur pretty easy. That's my guess. Could be wrong. What is Graphic Man saying up here? As a youngster, I bought Marvel back in the 70s and 80s, but later in life, I strolled down the old Bronze Age DC comics and discovered that other people did the same. You are right, Graphic. That's why, Graphic Man, that's why you are what you are. I mean, you are intelligent. You are successful. You're very intelligent because you came on this show to watch us. I mean, you people are as much of the show as I am. I don't even know. I wouldn't be talking about this crap right now if we wasn't on this topic and just reading y'all's little views down here. But Graphic Man, you need to come on here every Sunday night, 7 o'clock Central, and just talk comics with us, because you know what is up. You fought the Marvel. I mean, everybody did Marvel when they're younger in their life, and some people didn't fight it and they died from it. Just stoned out of their mind on Marvel. And other people grew up, said, hey, I'm not on Marvel no more. I want to have a family. I want a real life. I want a job. I got to grow up and quit all this drama. I got to get off the Marvel. And it sounds like what you did. I'm glad you was able to beat the Marvel, Graphite Man. Beat the Marvel. Marvel's fine. Every once in a while, if I'm partying or something, I'll have a little man thing here and there, and I'll have a little Marvel, or a little Predator. But for the most part, I try to stay off Marvel, because if you get too much Marvel, you get messed up in the brain. You're right, lady. You're right. He's got a damn gun and he's wearing a linen cloth. So I think he's messed up in his times. I don't know what's going on, So I think he had on his linen cloth because he was a caveman. And I don't know if the plane came back in time and somebody dropped the gun to him, or he went in the future riding that pterodactyl. Maybe they were swooping down and got to 88 miles an hour, and he appeared in the future, and he was able to ride his pterodactyl and steal another guy's gun. But either way, the gun and the loincloth don't go together. Oh, me. He has a stock under his armpit because he's afraid of the recoil. Yeah. Cavemen, they don't know about recoil. They don't know about loud noises. He was probably shocked the first time he shot it. I mean, I don't know who taught the caveman how to shoot the damn gun to begin with. That's what I want to know. Oh, me. Plane blows both their heads off, and then they fell dead in the sea. That's what should have happened. You're right. You don't see the next panel after that, but the plane blows both their heads off, and they fall dead in the sea. In the book, first page. The rest of the book is just blank. Thank you for buying my comic. We out. Go kick rocks. That's probably what happens in there. Oh, me. Okay, I made that up. I think you probably didn't make that up. I don't believe nothing you say because you're on Marvel, but, I understand it. It'd be a short story, but it was a good story, Caroline. Oh, me. Let's see here. Be talking to yourself about fish grease if you wouldn't work for her hooting and hollering. You're right. You're right. I cannot deny that. Oh, me. What is going on, Brian? We're talking everything dinosaurs on here. We got fighter planes on here. We got dinosaurs today. We've got Easter going on. We're talking mushroom Campbell's soup in the can. We're talking people that's hooked on Marvel, and they need to get off of Marvel because it's ruining their lives. And they just I feel bad for them. That's all I can say. We're here to help. What is up, Rand Faust? Rand Faust is a big Marvel guy. He's addicted to Marvel. He's been on Marvel a long time. Every time I see him, he's buying some Spider-Man books.
Yes.
Nice to see you. And there is K-Pop, the hardest working woman in the land. She's always somewhere. She's getting around. Yeah. The show is now sponsored by Campbell's mushroom soup and no yolk egg white noodles. And also Dopetopia Pull Apart, best pull apart place in West Dopetopia, and Pistol Pete's Pawn Shop, South Laverne, Dopetopia. Anyway, next book. Now this one is probably the most believable of all the dinosaur covers we're showing on here out of the Star Spangled War stories today. This one's Big House Monsters, and this dude here is a giant red. This is the albino, not the albino. I guess this is the Diablo T-Rex, and he is getting shot in the face with a Glock right in the nostril. And if that bullet goes where it's supposed to, right to his brain, I think the man lives. But the problem I have with this book, the T-Rex is either up in a tree, or the T-Rex is part tree. I don't know what the artist was thinking drawing this. It looks like he turns into a tree over here. So I don't know what's going on. this is the most believable cover of the bunch. But I still think a 45 Glock through a T-Rex's nostril would kill a normal T-Rex. Maybe not a Diablo T-Rex that turns into trees, but it'd kill a regular. And this motherfucker down here is a bad shot. I mean, you can tell by his gunfire, his bullet, well, I can't even, it's back here and behind him somewhere. This barrel needs to be pointed a little bit more if he's going to hit this damn tree Diablo T-Rex. So, I mean, he looks like he's shooting the blonde-headed stud here. I don't know what he's doing. Maybe he's disoriented. Maybe he's got a concussion. Maybe this T-Rex has already body slammed him, and he's just up shooting and don't even know what he's shooting at. I don't know what's going on with this one. This is the most boring cover of the bunch. I give it that. They didn't get too creative with this one like they did the rest of them. I know that's for sure. Oh, man. Laughing out loud. K-Pop and Ramfaust. What is going up, guys? We're back to, we've had albino gorillas. We've got Diablo T-Rexes. Both of them is great names for punk rock bands. You know, if you're like, hey, ain't got nothing to do, go down to Exit Inn tonight. The albino gorillas are playing. I love the albino gorillas. They've been around a long time. They're the reason I got into punk rock. Or, you know, the Diablo T-Rexes. I mean, Diablo T-Rexes don't come through town that often. So when they come through, you know, you got to hit the Diablo T-Rex show. And you're smarter than I am. I didn't even know you spelled Rexes like that. I'd have just been like R-E-X-S. I've never had to spell T-Rexes. So, oh, man. That T-Rex has been doing some arm curls. You are right. His arms are a lot thicker than the most, and they're a lot longer than the other T-Rexes we saw earlier. And that's because he's a Diablo. The Diablo, if you know anything about the species, the Diablo T-Rex has got muscled up arms. He's got the white claws, and he is in it to win it. I mean, he is the strongest of all the T-Rexes. You don't want to piss off the Diablo. Next, now this one here, Star Spangled War. This one right here is a 12 center, number 134. And you know how we got on the guy driving the submarine a while ago? Well, we're going to have to get onto this damn driver too, because how in the hell do you get the boat so close to land that the damn dinosaur gets you? I mean, keep the damn boat out in the middle of the water and the dinosaur cannot get you, and then you shoot him with your machine guns. And how fucking big is that damn dinosaur? Because I'm pretty for sure that this boat right here, you know, I live in a marina, and we have 41, 42-foot boats all the time. This is bigger than that. This is a big boat. This is like an 80-footer or something. And this thing here, look at this tail. This tail is long. So, I mean, that's like a 200-foot long dinosaur. And there's no way he's strong enough to pick up that big metal boat. I'm guessing that the boat would win. I don't know. But the dumbass drivers is the ones that blame for all this stuff. Because, I mean, we got people that don't know how to drive boats. They don't know how to drive submarines. It's called the killing ground. If you stay in the water, it's called the living water. So if you get close to the ground, you killed. Keep it in the water where you live. The killing ground. So the guy of this ship is the only one that really deserves to die. He got too close, and he got too. So I don't feel bad. I mean, there's a guy right here shooting right in that guy's mouth, shooting right in that dinosaur's mouth. And that right there is a giant dinosaur. So I would have definitely stayed way back. He did a bad job. Bad job. Yeah, maybe he has tiny legs. That's my problem. I'm so huge up top, K-Pop. I've got huge muscles. I'll be bench pressing probably 625. And my legs are so little because I don't never have time to work out my legs. I'm like a giant dinosaur. You know, I'm huge. Huge. Oh, man. Is that the PT boat that JFK was on? Ramfaust, you're smarter than me. I think it looks a lot like it. And if you told me it was, I would believe you. Ramfast, you are the man. That's all I know. Now, this next one is a beautiful cover. We got two soldiers trying to have a good time, sitting on the beach, romantic. They probably got some ham sandwiches. Me and my family used to go out in the boats, and we'd always pack our lunch, and we'd sit down at the river on an island and fucking 100 degrees outside and sweat our balls off. My mama used to have balls. She sweat them off. Anyway, we're sitting out down there, and we had them, you know, that kind of ham. It's got the little pieces of cheese all in it, little bits of cheese in it, like a damn ham loaf. We'd all get out our sandwiches. Leonard Skinner would be playing on the radio. We'd have our pontoon boat pulled up to the edge of the water. We'd have our ham sandwiches and our Funyuns, and we'd have our Kool-Aid, and we'd be just sitting there listening to Simple Man, and, you know, Freebird. And that's about what these two dudes are doing. They're just sitting here having a good time, eating a ham loaf sandwich, white bread with some Miracle Whip, when I don't get what's going on here. A damn boat full of dinosaurs shows up. Who's driving the boat? I didn't know dinosaurs got along. I didn't know they knew how to drive boats. I mean, this is like the scene off of what was that movie? With Tom Hanks in it, where you know, it was all about storming the beaches of Normandy, and they let the whole thing down, and all the dudes ran out there, and the Germans were shooting them all in the water. Private Ryan. But this is the dinosaurs storming the beaches of California. I'm thinking this is California. And I could tell by the waves that this is Malibu. And this right here, the smoke you see, this is shrimp tacos, because there's a taco truck probably over here somewhere. And these two dudes are out here eating their ham sandwich because they can't afford shrimp tacos. And somehow these dinosaurs drove an army vehicle to California, Laguna Beach, pop the top. They're going to kill some people. They're going to kill them. And these guys, since it is Laguna, you know, you're not far from Hollywood and LA and stuff. So they did bring their machine guns that day to the beach in case they needed them. They shooting some damn dinosaur ass is what they're doing. I've never seen a blue dinosaur either. So that is a very rare creature there. It kind of makes me sad to see them kill the blue one, because the blue one is rare. I've only seen a blue Pecosaurus. That's what that is. That's a Pecosaurus. I've only seen one blue Pecosaurus ever, and that was at the Cumberland Science Museum, and it's very rare, very, very rare. So, you know, that's a dead blue Pecosaurus, and it's Californian shrimp taco smells is my favorite part of that one. So, save my life and kill me. So I don't even know what that means. The writer was on dope. He was smoking mushrooms or something, because save my life and kill me. Not the best writers for DC back in the day. Not the best writers. Oh, I do skip leg day. Legs don't get the women, Brian. You know, I know this LCS on your name, Brian, stands for local comic stud, but I'm telling you, when I walk into Planet Fitness, I am the hottest thing there. I'm hotter than fish grease. I mean, I got to beat the girls off with a stick. You wouldn't believe it, Brian. You wouldn't believe it at all. No, it's hard to believe, but in Dopetopia, I am the most beautiful man in Dopetopia. What is up, Manny? Manny the Hobgoblin. Rockin' like blocking. If it ain't Manny, it ain't right. What's going on, Manny? Oh, me. Fast George, this show is too awesome. I hope you're enjoying it, Fast George. You know, we're 49 minutes in. I wanted to be about an hour. I always try to keep it low because I know y'all get tired of seeing the same people every week. So I try not to do too many shows. I used to go on everybody's shows, but, you know, now I try to do my show, and I'll go on a couple shows, and I'll do a video every once in a while. But I've still got 2 more books. We're going to be right at an hour, Fast George. So this is your fix for the week. You know what I'm saying, bud? Fix for the week. What is going on? I've never seen any dinosaur. What the hell are you doing around fast? You know why you never seen any dinosaurs? Because you're just like Lady Fantastic. You are hooked on the Marvel. Marvel is a drug. It messes with your sight, messes with your hearing, messes with everything. Throws off your biological uranium. Is that what it's called? What's this called? It ain't called uranium. It's called uh fuck. What is it called when you can't stand up? Throws off your equilibrium, not uranium. But yeah, that's what the Marvel does. It throws off your damn equilibrium, and you can't walk right, and you can't see stuff, and you don't see things that really exist. But Ram fast, there's dinosaurs out there. If you go to the museums and study blue dinosaurs, you'll see they really exist. Oh me, I'm glad you're sparing the real story of what happened during the war. I am. I always suspected my teachers are covering things up before the dinosaurs. It's sad to know that in American history, they're not telling you history, graphic man. They're telling you his story. In the his story, we're talking about the man. They're not telling you the real story. They're telling you his story. There was plenty of dinosaurs in World War One. I mean, I remember reading about the 1943. Of course, you can't buy these books in America. You got to go undercover to get these books about the real history. But you could look at some books from 1943 if you go out of America. And I picked up a couple on a cruise. I went to St. Thomas, St. Martin, and Coco Cay. And I was in Coco Cay, and they had real history books. And this one was a 1943 history of America and World War II. And I thought it'd be a good souvenir, so I brought it home and I was reading it. And it's totally different than American history. It talks about how we went to an island to fight Japan, and it was full of dinosaurs instead. And the toughest one was the blue Planosaurus. They're very territorial. They have dull teeth, but they protect their property, and they could smell humans. And so, if you got in a fight with anything like that, or an albino platypus, or El Diablo T-Rex, we basically killed all the last dinosaurs just about. And I know that soldiers were bringing home like ribs and stuff for souvenirs, and they all had big chunks of spare rib meat that they were cooking when they got back, and they was eating some of the last dinosaurs. And it's really sad if you're not a Netflix. What are them people called? They're not called Netflix. What's them people called that protect the animals? But anyway, there's these people that protect animals that don't eat meat, and they're not called Netflix. That's a damn channel on my TV. But anyway, oh man, look at there. Yo, keep it up, dope. Content dope. That's my man Gloopy. Gloopy, for y'all that don't know, might be the best gamer in Dopetopia. If any of y'all get around to playing games, look on your Xbox or your PlayStation. If you see a guy named Gloopy, don't play Gloopy. Biggie's really good at Tekken, but Gloopy.
Yes.
Gloopy is the man. Gloopy, I think he does Fortnite, and he does a couple other games. They're all, I don't know, a little block men or whatever. But anyway, PETA, I don't remember what I was talking about now, but PETA, not Netflix. PETA is the people that don't eat animals. And it was really sad because we'd killed all the dinosaurs. But let's look at these last two books before we run out of time, because they always kick me off there after an hour, because you can't have too much dope in your life in 1 week. Anyway, here is number 136. I mean, these two dinosaurs just ravaged this Jeep. And that is a 1942 Willys Jeep. So that just proves right there that dinosaurs were around past 1942. These soldiers came back and told true stories, and that's what was written in these books. True war stories. And if you look, you got two here. This is the different kind of T-Rex than this. This is looks like it could be shades of another, not an albino. That is Diablo T-Rex. This is just a regular fat face T-Rex. But they are just ripping the tranny. You can see the tranny right there. The tranny is out. And we ain't talking politics. I'm not talking that kind of tranny on here today. We're talking the tranny out of the Jeep. You know, when I was young and somebody said they blew a tranny, they're talking about this. Today, that means something totally different that you blow a tranny. But anyway, this is a blown up Jeep and the tranny and the rear end's ripped out of the Jeep. There's the disc brakes right there. He's blew the whole back end off that thing. He's ripped it in half. But both of these guys are doing a pretty good job. This one looks like he's shooting straight at the T-Rex over here. This one here, he's kind of wobbled-eyed. You can see he's totally missed that one. So I don't know. I don't think they survive. I'm gonna go with the dinosaurs win this battle. And the last one, let's see here. 40. Yeah, 40. I don't know what she's talking about. I'm on the dope train. Give me the 12-cent DC. You are right, being City of Compton. Don't ever get hooked on the Marvel. The 12-cent DC is where it's at. It's where it's been. It is amazing. Last book for today, Star Spangled War Stories, number 137. This damn dinosaur picks up this giant 200-yard submarine with one claw, one hand, takes his other hand and rips the whole top off, pure metal. I mean, that is German steel, 32 gauge metal. That's my guess. And he just ripped the top off like it was nothing with his other claw hand. These two guys are thinking, what the hell? We're screwed. Shooting this dinosaur in the face. And if one of these guys was the ones driving this thing, they deserve to die. Because if you look, I can almost see the dinosaur's top of his foot. Why is this submarine in so shallow a water? Your strength is going deep. Go deep, bro. Hit him with a damn tarpoon. Hit him with a damn torpedo in the foot. Blow him up. Don't just sit there and let him rip your damn submarine apart. And I can tell it's an American submarine because it's got 73 right here. And it's written in English letters, if that makes sense. I can read the 73. If it was in Japan letters, I wouldn't be able to read the numbers. So that is Japan. That is English numbers. So anyway, everybody's getting shot. I think them guys are getting crushed. I think they're all dead. It's done, son. Them guys are kicking rocks. They're dead. They're dino dust. They are done, just like we are done. We are under an hour like always. Man, these dinosaurs are angry. I don't know why they're so angry at transportation. You are right. I think this artist wanted to prove how strong these dinosaurs was, and you can't have them ripping apart a man to show how strong they are. Because I mean, I can rip apart a man. Just, you know, fuck, I can probably bench press 95 pounds. I ain't fucking. Look at that. 95 pounds is nothing. So they ain't trying to prove nothing by just ripping apart a man. They want to show you how they can rip apart a damn a Jeep, rip apart a tank, eat the damn tracks off of it. They ain't playing. So, oh man, yeah, I just bought that. What did you just buy? This comic book? This last one? Well, that is a good comic book to own, K-Pop. 12-cent DC's where it's at. Ain't no doubt that's where it's at. But like I told y'all earlier, that is our books for today. We are under 60 minutes. Want to give a shout out to Pistol Pete's Pawn Shop. 137. 137. Oh, yeah, 137. That's a good book to own, K-Pop. Want to give a shout out to No Yolk Egg Noodles. Want to give a shout out to Gloopy. Want to give a shout out to who's my other people? Campbell's Mushroom Soup. Want to give a shout out to Pistol Pete's Pawn Shop and Pull Apart Dopetopia West. Anyway, we're under 60 minutes. Maybe next week, you know, I like to have a guest on here. I've had guests on the last 4 weeks. This week, I just want to talk to do a little show and tell and talk to the people, my people. And until next time, I will see you again beneath a blackened sky.